Hey there everyone and welcome back to more Rayman M. It's time to continue the Expert League again. But we still have one more character to show off. Which is... Razorbeard, his wife. Which in my opinion is also the silliest character in this game. And Razorwife is also only in this game. And well, every other counterpart. Being Rush and Arena, of course. Anyway, here in the here we're gonna see the AI getting smarter. Even though they get smarter, they still sometimes manage to do the dumbest things. Like right here, he could have gotten me, but instead went after the computer that's obviously farther away. I guess they can. I guess it doesn't account for z distance, like heights. I mean. Also, that bus rocket that you get from those golden generators. I don't know if it's worth mentioning, but it's something that I would have mentioned to myself. But you can just use the mouse cursor to still make the lump go faster. Because what I used to do is, wow, I'm suddenly losing. What I used to do, keep blowing me up. Don't blow me up. Die. I can't finish sentences. What I used to do is use both hands, one at the space button and one for all the arrows, but no, you can't just use one hand on the arrow and one hand on the directionals, which you always do when you're playing this game by default, or long fight at least. Well, really any battle. Of course, please don't blow me up. Uh-oh. No, he's gonna catch up. Well, that's one thing though. When the computer player gets more difficult, or like when it's programmed to be more difficult, it gets to the point where it's just outright unfair in terms of running away from them, because they run faster than you can go. And as you might know by now, is that you can only run at one consistent speed. So if the computer also goes at consistent speed and it goes faster than you by default, well then you're always gonna get run. At least the computer was smart enough to go after me when I had the shield. Of course I wanted her to blow up because then she loses a point. Because that's the whole point. That's I guess another strategy with the shield. Just try to blow someone up to get negative points, or at least to save yourself or whatever. Yep. Ta-da! Uh-oh. Look! Bloop! Ah! Bloop, 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 bloop. I guess also something that I should mention right now is that I'm planning on showing off multiplayer as well, just for the sheer fact, just to show off the ultra hard mode, the ultra hard difficulty setting on the computers, and because of the fact that it's probably the most interesting or the funniest in my opinion, because when you do lump fights, then you can actually set it to only have one weapon. So, like, when you have, like, only glue bombs, you can have some really silly stuff happen. I'm not gonna spoil how silly, but I'm at least wanting, I at least want to show all, I want to at least show a match with this item, the fireworks, even though the game calls it firework, which sounds kind of lame, honestly. Run away. Run. Eat. Uh-oh. Well, and here comes the glue bomb only part, apparently. I'll just run away. And win. But yeah, I'll show that off, and I will also show off the glue bomb only. Glue bomb only and firework only. Those two at least, because those are just really funny. When I play this game, usually I just mess around in multiplayer, and usually I choose one of those two options. Like I always do lump fight basically in multiplayer because that's just super fun to do. Like the lump spring and capture the flight just pretty much get overshadowed by lump fight basically. It's just by far the best. I mean, of course, because there's so much stuff that can happen. I mean, as opposed to the other two games, these have a lot more variety. Like in the other two, you can maybe set the difficulty of the computer, and that's it. Of course, it would be worth playing if you had a human player to play with. Yeah, that's also really smart to stay there so the other computer player can hit you. Yeah. Maybe this game should have come out. Maybe this game should have come out like. Okay, how does a golden generator give me this? Well, I guess that doesn't really work like that, or whatever. But I don't even know what I was saying anymore. Whatever. It was probably not important. Well, what I meant is that this game should have come out like a few years later. Maybe then the computer would have been smarter. Alright, that was kind of strange right there, but whoop. I want to camp over here. Ooh. Gonna hit you. Gonna hit you. I'm gonna protect you from dying because I want the point. Dang it! Now it doesn't work anymore. Error. Nothing works. So as this game, because this game is pretty unstable, as we established already in part 3. But it might actually have to do with the fact that I'm using 64-bit system. Like in all honesty, I think the patch or the remake for the 64-bit to make it run on 64-bit systems. Plus it being CD, that version should have been made better because it's not all that good. Alright. I want to win. That's my goal. I want to be very best. Like no one ever was! Ow. I'm melting. It's just such a sad day when you see Razor White go down. She just melts. Like, I'm melting! Yeah, just exactly like that. Oh god, oh god, you'll be good. Don't wanna melt again. Like, make Razor Beard melt, well, he more implodes or whatever. No, I don't want that to happen. Yeah, that tends to happen a lot. Like especially when you set Hound's bullets only in a lump fight in multiplayer. Well, for one thing, the sound gets really annoying because there are such a multitude of those things that the sound basically stacks up, basically. Also, if there are a lot of those things on screen, the shining effect that's like behind the actual projectile actually disappears because there's too much of it. But yeah, what tends to happen is that when the projectile is going after someone, because of course it's homing, it tends to sometimes go back to you because you were too close to the person who was being chased down with those projectiles, so you can quite easily kill yourself too. Well, it's not as common as with the glue bombs. Like with the glue bombs are the most common item to lose points at. just because it's like, okay, you just shoot it at someone, and then he tries to pass over to you, and then it explodes, and then you lose a point. Also, remember how I said that the amount of computer play is entirely dependent on the stage? Well, I was actually wrong. Remember that this stage in Long Spring had the stage had 3 computer players, or well, 3 players total, I mean. Then in long fights, it's actually only 2 against each other. So yeah, it's probably a rare thing that's the case, or you know, at the very least unusual, because most stages do always have the same amount of players. Apparently this item, well, wasn't it a golden thing? I'm dumb. Well, I missed! Well, whatever. There's actually something you can do with the buzz rocket, which is kind of unique, I guess. Oh, here it is. If you hold the fire button when you fire it, you can actually aim, start aiming towards somewhere else, but of course it leaves you open to enemy fire, as you saw right there. Also gonna be really far away from you when I fire this. Despite that, the sound effect is actually still the same volume, as if he's still as close to me as normally, or whatever. I was gonna think, if you fire that, you're totally gonna miss. You're not gonna blow me up, instead I'm gonna blow you up with a much larger skill explosion, apparently. Even though it's basically the same size explosion, well, almost. Phew, I almost died. Well, now I am gonna die. By this one projectile! And you made me melt again. How dare you melt your wife? Well, now you're totally dead, by the way. I'm being chased down. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, it actually went back to Razor Beer, because as I said, because projectiles tend to do that. Yeah. Alright, let's finish this. Aw, damn. Needless to say, when you have when you have that buzz rocket, you can't move at all. Although I made it somehow possible to make the lump just keep going, despite the fact that I went back to, you know, normal camera. Oh, I kind of skipped over too fast, but new skin for Henchman 1000, and it's kind of weird, but I thought for sure that this was the original skin, and that might actually be the case, because I'm pretty sure that if you unlock a skin of a certain character, if you unlock a skin of a certain character that's unlockable to begin with, if you get the separate skin before you actually unlock the actual character, you just get the character itself, but not with its original skin. And I'm pretty sure that this one is actually the real skin. Because, yeah, look at this. A hat made out of paper, that's kind of silly. And this one looks more like the original skin. So I'm pretty sure that's actually the original one. I actually didn't mention this. Also because I didn't really think about that, so sorry. I'm pretty sure this is the original skin, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Of course, gameplay-wise, nothing changes. Alright, anyway, back to Razor Wife, because we're not done with this part yet. We're not done with it. Alright, so Popolopoï. I have no idea how this will go, but we'll see. The Popolopoï in the last league didn't give me that much trouble anyway, but it might change here. At least I know of all the paths here. I think. I'm pretty sure. Of course, then it still comes down to, well, I need to not lose track of it or, you know, fall off, like over here or something. At least we'll get to hear some of the Danger Town music here. For now. Yep. I'm gonna keep doing that every time I hit a butterfly. Because why not? I'm not coming back to this path, so I'm gonna get you. I wanna... Yeah, if you jump on top of those... Dang it. Okay, that thing is actually really hard to... Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm gonna try to get it once more. Yeah, you have to, like, jump straight up. It's kinda ridiculous, and I'm pretty sure in the lumps race, the lump is pretty much at the same position, so you have to jump straight up. But, you know, it's not absolutely necessary to hit it, especially not in these races, since, you know, you can finish the race without getting all of them. Which probably means I should have kept going, but no. Oh, that thing is, well, that thing's kind of behind the thing, but whatever. Yep. I can see that they give you less time, and well, then again, I was kind of dicking around at that one part, which was totally unnecessary. Whoops, bloop. Ah, too bad. I fail. I fail a lot. Okay, now I pretty much have to take the a different path, because otherwise... Well, actually, I could probably make it even without, really. Also, when you hit that switch, it opens up that hole right there, but it only stays up for like a few seconds, so... Yeah, and I was aware of the fact that I just missed that orange butterfly, but let's be fair, I don't care anymore. And I must say, I did clear out this place pretty well, though. I mean, only two butterflies remaining. That's pretty good. Of course, if I didn't miss that one, then it would have been slightly different. And that's what I was... Okay, well, there's the other butterfly, so now at least you guys know where all of them are. And you know, when you're in this late in the game, it's gonna be more and more of a necessity. Also, those barrels, I think, just kind of disappeared, like in one frame. Oh yeah, the theme of race like when you actually race, do the lumps race or the vanilla races, I guess. Probably also the silliest theme. Alright, so lumps mode is now active there. Now Zenith Harbor. We returneth to Zenith Harbor and get all the butterflyeth and hopefully win the race of. Or something like that of. That of. I know I'm dumb. But then again, I admit it, so that makes me not so dumb, I guess. Kinda like when you're trying to be cool, you're actually not. Yeah, I didn't really manage to take the path, but whatever. I have another chance. Like, when there are only 2 split paths, it's not that bad, because then you get another try at it. So, you know, I'm not being punished right away and lost the race already or something. No, it's not that bad. In fact, I can take it quite easy now. Because the music says so. It's like the music's basically telling me like, okay, you got a lot of time, so you can take your time now. I'm like, yes, okay, whatever you say. Also, I guess a kind of a minor hint or a minor tip is that when you get that speed booster, try to jump at right before your speed boost ends, because then you get a little boost in your jump to kind of maintain to gain more distance with your speed, with the gain speed you got. Well, screw that butterfly. You know it's there, so I don't need to really show it anymore. At least I would assume so. Alright, now we're gonna hit this and blow everything up, apparently. I didn't even know I hit it right, but whatever. That's kind of odd considering how many times the shots just hit a wall. Like right there, you saw I got a little boost out of it. But by default, if you jump, like when you hit a speed boost, so you always gain speed. Like you always get a further distance out of it than if you were to just jump without that. So regardless, it's faster. It's faster than just normally jumping. Alright, just a little more. Let's hit that invisible switch for some reason. I don't know if there are actually butterflies here because it's a pretty secret area. Okay, I missed one, and that was the one that was on the top path where I fell off, so I'm actually surprised I'm actually finding all of these all of a sudden. But oh well, I guess it works. I'm getting better somehow. You know, I kind of sucked at the Advanced League, and now all of a sudden I'm kick-ass in the Expert League. Yeah, that will probably change. The Extreme League is pretty annoying, especially in the Electric Final, or at least that's at least my impression. Because I remember that stage being quite annoying. Come on, get it. Get the freaking thing. At least I still gain time, even though I stopped right there. Like maybe... I did it again! I blocked my own path! I should stop hitting buttons. Like here actually the pattern you need to use is just hit every switch that there is. So basically that way you always open up your path. Eep. I know I want to hit that. Eep. Eep. Record lab. And then I run out of stuff to say. Hooray! Okay, this time don't hit the button. We won't hit buttons this time around. I probably should have taken the left path twice, actually, but whatever. Okay, I guess I can hit that from there, but whatever. Whoa, 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 glitchy. Glitchy, glitchy, glitch. No, I want to hit that, and then get up here. Because yeah, that switch actually controls these slides over there. Needless to say. Now we do hit this button. Okay, well I should have enough time though, so no worries. I will say those switches are kind of tricky though, but of course you kind of need to get used to it. That's all. I mean, I don't play these levels that much though, even though I totally could, which I do plan on doing though. So of course I didn't practice this beforehand. And wow, well, here we go, guys. I actually got all the butterflies for once. And for some reason it still bothers to change the colors. There's nothing different that happens here. The only difference is that you basically beat your record in terms of how many butterflies you have remaining. That's everything that basically changes. So yeah, you got the new targets record that will stay 0 and that will never be beaten. Oh, and now Globox is Rayman. Yep, that's a thing. Alright, so now with that, we have we have done the long fights in the Popolopoï in the Expert League, and in the next part we're gonna do Lumps races, and I basically still have 3 themes to show off in the races, because the Popolopoï did not play those, and I have to do that by the characters Globox, Teensies, and Razorwife. But that should be no problem, especially considering we have 1 Lumps race here, and then here the vanilla races and Lumps race as well, so that actually works quite nicely. As far as the lump fights, well, yeah, as far as the Popolopoï goes, then I could just choose whatever I want. Anyway, that's for some other time. But for now, let's shut this off. Right? See you guys later.